I record. Okay, you ready? All right, today we're going to do plank variations and also stuff that really push you in your core. Now, one of the best things for core that you can possibly do, let's just say, okay, we're going to just walk here. I'm walking heel toe, I'm walking barefooted, but the best thing I can do to start getting my core working is to simply, I'm not kidding, pull your belly button in. Not hard, just pull your belly button in. And as you're doing your little walk, see, I'm going back and forth, back and forth. As you go back and forth, simply take your thumbs and pull them out. I've told you to do this when you're walking before, but if you pull your thumbs out as you're taking just a couple steps, walking, it makes you aware of your postural bent. And I think you can see what I'm talking about. When you just pull those thumbs out, you start feeling a little stretch right across here. Well, your core is actually defined as starting right under your armpits and going to the hip joints. That's kind of what they refer to as the core. So I would add that your neck really starts impacting your core. Because see, if I was doing this walk, and I'll turn to the side here, if I was doing this walk and I had my neck hanging out here, that would affect my core. That will weaken you all the way down because you're not lined up. Now, while we're doing this little walk, let me give you another little lineup procedure. So here's my little bar, see? So I'm just going to take it and put it right here behind me. See? You put your hands where you can just comfortably, gently hold it upright. So I'm going to tuck my chin. And as I'm walking, that belly button pull in, the very first thing I told you to do today, that starts being very important, that little belly button pull in. And then drop the chin. As I'm going front to back, I don't go fast. Everybody's always in this hurry to get warmed up. That would be a mistake in training, especially as you're over 50, but for sure if you're over 60. Slow it down, change your hands. See how I had that one turned back like this? This is a really important fact for you, Kay, because you drop your shoulders and you see my palm as I'm holding the bar is into my back. Okay, that puts a gentle stress, not stress, but a stretch, right, on this. The other hand, my thumb is just pulled out. See, it's just turned out. And this is holding right here. And I'm gonna keep my chin tucked. So my ear is over my shoulder is over my hip. See that? Okay, now I'm gonna change hands. I'm holding the bar with. See that? So the back of my hand goes into the bar. And I totally feel the stretch now on this hand much more. This other one, we're just gonna pull the thumb out like that. See that? Okay, so just pull that out. So this little technique, I'm not kidding you, if you're walking down the road and you just keep noticing that you're slumping forward, you put your little walking stick and walk with your walking stick the way we have it and keep changing your hand. See, I've changed it. See that? So when you change it, this is gonna rotate back. You're gonna feel the stretch here. But here's the thing, to make it work like it's supposed to, you gotta keep your shoulders down. I see Julia on. It's good to see you guys coming on. So we're gonna really hit the core today. And it starts with the way you warm up. I'm barefooted. I'm not walking fast. I'm starting to breathe a little more. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. My thumbs are pointed out. And I'm holding a bar, a walking pole, whatever you want to call it, a broomstick, into the back with my palm facing out. So as I'm doing this, I'm giving my shoulders a real warm up. I'm switching again. See, I just switched again. Every time you switch, it's very important that you keep your shoulders down, both of them down. See how I'm just walking front to back? I'm keeping that pole in the back of my head. I'm keeping my palm is facing out, okay? So after I've done several walks like that, then I'm gonna bring the bar back down. Then I'm going to just step over like that. See, I'm just tapping down. So my bar is here. Now, you guys, anytime I go to a one-legged stance, so this is a one-legged stance, see? And we're gonna stay in a one-legged stance. Anytime that I'm gonna do a maneuver like that, I'm gonna always have something that I can reach out and stabilize myself on. So always think safety first, right? Kate would tell you that's very important. See, I can hear her saying, she is telling you the truth. Okay, I'm not gonna beat up on Kate anymore. Anyway, my chair is here. So I did front to back walking. I did my thumb out, see, so that I really started getting my shoulders in line. Now my bar is here. Now I'm gonna take my leg, one or the other, I don't care which, but here's the deal. Here's the core work has already started. But the minute that I shift and I bring that knee up, whoa, this right here has to be pulling in, because see, I didn't put my foot down, did I? So that means what's stabilizing you for this entire move, where I'm crossing across midline and I'm lifting my knee, okay? And it doesn't have to be much. Drop your shoulders, the bar is right here, in through the nose, out through the nose. And as you're holding yourself in this position, you have your chair in place in case you need it, or simply put your foot down so that you stay stabilized. Okie dokie. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the other side. So here I go. My chair is here if I need it, right? Drop the shoulders. I'm going to shift. I'm going to lift my knee. And see, many of you went straight from this and you go, oh, okay. See, okay. You get hardly nothing going on as far as what I'm trying to get you to do with core stabilization. If you do that, don't go so fast. Drop your shoulders in through the nose, out through the nose. Make sure your chair is there. Don't overlean. Bring the knee up. So I'm right here. And I can come very high, or I can just come over across the midline tap. Bring it up, put it down. Bring it up, down. Bring it up, down. Bring it up, down. So keep your knee soft. The supporting knee. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. You're going to, yeah, if you're not hanging on to something, I will guarantee you are really going to work your core, and you're going to really work the supporting leg to hold you in this position. And if you move carefully, it doesn't matter. It's going to push you. You're going to be wobbling and everything. Yes, that's what I want, because I want you to kick in that proprioception system. So shift, we're going to only do 2 times. So now I'm in this one again. This is my second time. So see, I'm coming right here. The minute I start to lift my knee, I drop my shoulders, pull my belly button in, bring it all the way over, and I'm going to tap down. Then I'm going to come back up. Okay? So I can tell you, even though this side for me is my knee replaced side, I'm much more stable on this side than I am on the other side. Okay, so this little work right now is getting you to do back extension like big time. You have to keep your tummy tight. Okay, it's just a balance core challenge. Don't do it fast. Okay, so now here's the second time on this side. All right, so take a big breath. Okay, get set, because you're going to shift. So once you've shifted into the stable side, you want to keep that belly button in, and as you bring your knee up, maintain your balance with your foot, with your core, with your whole leg on that side. Then put one finger on your weak side, or the side that gives you the challenge, and it will give you the challenge for many reasons, but you want to stay enough in balance that you're really working through the core, and you can let go. And then if you're too wobbly, put it back. So I told you this was my challenge side. Woo! Breath, and come back down. Yay. All right. Put your little pole right in front of you. It's right here. See that? Okay. I'm going to step to the side. See that? Yeah. So my core is, I'm upright. I stepped way out. I'm stretching gently in the back foot. I'll turn to the side so you'll see it a little better. So I'm just standing here with my pole right here. Okay. I'm going to step forward. All right. Stabilize with your little pole. Adjust it wherever it's going to feel best. Here's what I don't want you to do. I do not want you to bend this knee way out over your toe. Okay. It's pretty much in line with your ankle, and it will slip out just a bit so that you maintain that. And you see how I'm increasing the press here? Yeah, keep your heel down. Now at this position, hang on to your pole and just push your upper body back. See how I'm doing that? So I'm opening all this. This is stable, and a gentle hyperextension, with my chin tucked. In through the nose, out through the nose. Make sure your toes are as straight as possible, pointing, so you're not pointing out like a duck. Okay? Now, I'm going to take my front leg and pull it back. And if you don't do it in little tiny increments, that's the move that can totally screw up your back. Okay? So here I am. Here's my pole. Got it? So I'm going to take my other leg now, and I'm going to step way out in front of that pole. Then adjust the pole a little bit. Inch your foot out, because you want to feel a stretch in the back heel of the foot that's in the back. Okay? Tighten in your tummy. Now you're pushing down on the pole And you're gonna take your whole upper body and push it back, okay? As you're hanging on to this position. So this should be really pushing your Achilles, your plantar fascia, your calf, all the way down. And if you would like to feel a little more through the heel, all you have to do in this position, seriously, is tiny bit, bend the back knee a little tiny bit. Don't bring the heel up, okay? Whoa, and then straighten that leg, and you're gonna feel two different, totally different sensations. You go into a tiny little bit of a bend here, keep your heel down, stay rib cage up, big breath, in through the nose, out through the nose, okay, you're pushing down. Okay, now I'm gonna take the front leg back. This is a huge challenge for many of us on here, okay? So you're gonna use your pole, you're gonna push down on your pole and just slide that foot back, okay? Don't do a big jump to try to get your leg back. That would be a mistake for your back, for sure, okay? Good, all right, big breath. Okay, now we're gonna do, so we really warmed up through the back. So here's my chair. So usually when you have a kitchen chair, you have the backrest, and then you have the seat, right? So we're gonna start here, then we're gonna go to the chair seat, then we're gonna go to the floor. That's how the progression's gonna go, okay? So as I'm standing here, I'm just gonna put my hands on the chair back. Now, believe it or not, those of you that are standing here in front of a chair, if I tell you, put your hands on the chair back, but keep your back extended, okay? You will do that, but you know what you will do? You will lock your knees. So I don't want you to lock your knees. What I want you to do is bend and hip hinge. Then I want you to bring your hands up and slip them on top of the chair. See that? Take a big deep breath. You got your hands on the back of the chair. Now grip it. And now push your butt back. Push your butt back. Push your butt back. Bring yourself all the way down as far as you can. Through your arms. Gently start to straighten the legs a tiny bit. Okay? Until you feel the first stretch. Then bend those knees. Push into the heels and come up. Okay? So that's the first one, getting us ready to go into our different plank variations. So now I'm going to put my hands on the chair seat. Okie dokie. I'm going to step back and I'm going to hit my first plank. Okie dokie. Everybody good? Now I want you to step in and step in. Yeah, don't hold it forever. Just step back in, come back up, open those hands out, okay? Push your chest forward. Take a big deep breath, come back in, hip hinge, come back down to the chair seat, go right back into a modified chair plank position, okay? Now, as you're in this position, you're gonna take one leg, I don't care which, and you're gonna step to the side, then you're gonna come back, okay? So you have to keep your tummy super tight. Don't round your back, don't round your shoulders. Then you're gonna take and step to the side, and then you're gonna go right back to a straight leg plank, okay? So keep your tummy super tight. Are you ready? We're only gonna step out twice. Keep your elbows soft. Step to the side. See how I just bent my leg and step to the side? In through the nose, out through the nose. Step back. Okay? And step to the other side. Bend that knee, go to the other side. Drop your shoulders. Don't let your shoulders creep up. Come back and go right into a solid plank, okay? Right here. Now, for this next move, here we go. I'm gonna push through the hips. I'm gonna push through the hips. I'm up on my toes. And I'm gonna come up and then drop my heels. And stretch through the shoulders. Then I'm gonna rotate and come back to my chair plank. So here I am, chair plank. Tight tummy. Stay with me. Elbows are soft. Shoulders are down. Belly button is tight. Push your butt up. Come back into that same position. Put the heels down and then come back to the chair plank. So here we are in the chair plank. Again, shoulders are down. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Elbows are soft. Step, come back, and other leg step, and come back. And one more, step, and come back. Keep your tummy tight. Step, and come back. Then step in with one leg to the chair. Okay, now you're in a modified kind of a plank position because I have one leg forward, one leg back. See that? That should feel pretty good. Keep your shoulders down. In through the nose, out through the nose. Okay, we're gonna just hang out here for a few more seconds and then we're gonna switch before we go on down. Okie dokie? Just because I know you're just liking this, right? Okay, are you ready? Take that leg back, bring the other leg up. So we're gonna do them both before we go down, okay? Check out, you may not be able to touch the floor with your back heel and that's okay. But you definitely should feel a stretch there. Your shoulders are down. You shouldn't have any pain in your shoulders right now, okay? Take a big deep breath. Yeah. So now with my knee in front, this is a modified plank position, right? I'm just gonna come down and put my elbows on the chair. But here's the deal. I am not gonna round my back, okay? Now I'm gonna go back to my hand position. This is our modified plank. I'm gonna pull that leg back, put the other leg back forward. Okay, keep my tummy super tight. Take myself down to my elbows, to my chair. Okay, I'm right down here now. So it's different moves in planks and modified plank positions is what I'm doing. So I'm trying to give you rest on your hands, but I'm also changing your body position while we're in these planks, okay? Then I'm gonna come back in. I'm gonna bring my one knee down. And at this point, if you want to do the rest of the plank variations from the chair, you can do that. That's okay. You can even do these laying in your bed, okay? If you're down here like this and we're going down, if you need to use that pad under your knee, of course, always do that. It should not hurt to do this kind of movement patterning, okay? So here I am. So then I'm gonna put one hand on my chair, one hand on the floor, and I'm gonna go to all fours. So here I am, see that? And then I'm gonna go into the cat and the camel, okay? So this move that we're doing right now, about half of the time, if you could get yourself down into this kind of positioning and go into this move and do it very carefully, you don't have to do a ton of them, you know? You do maybe 3 to 6. Give your back a chance to kind of reset itself. So here I am in the camel. So I'm gonna keep my chin tucked. So I'm just doing 3 right now, okay? So put your shoulders way up there. Okie dokie. And then come back. So up and back, up and back, up and back. So as we get started here, I'm gonna do the quadrupede. So I did the cat camel, I'm gonna do the quadrupede. So how do I do that? Before I go down and do the next version of the plank, okay? So the quadrupede, pick one leg, I don't care which, and just push it back. Push it back so that it's toe down, heel up. My elbows are soft. I'm on my fist to give your wrist a break. A rest, not a break, a rest. Okay. This next thing I'm going to tell you to do, I'm going to tell you really pay attention, because right now you're in a position where some of you have probably already gone into the leg lift. And you know what you did? You threw your leg up with muscles that weren't really supporting that move. So what do I mean? Before your leg leaves the ground, you need to squeeze your butt, the gluteal on that side. Squeeze it, then lift. That's a big deal, okay? So once I'm up there, I'm going to take my opposite hand and I'm just gonna lift it off the ground. I'm not gonna point, nothing. I'm just gonna lift it up off the ground. See, it's just right here. And I don't have to go way out. Just lift it off the ground. That's good enough, okay? Take a big breath into the nose, out through the nose, pull your tummy in really tight. Okay, now I'm gonna take this free hand, I'm gonna go under, I'm gonna bring my knee in and tap, and then come back out and hold. See that? So your tummy needs to be super tight, super tight, super tight, super tight. Come in, bring your leg in, and go right down into your elbows, okay? So we already practiced this position on the chair, correct? Now, everything I just did, if you don't feel like doing it on the floor, which that's the hardest position, you could do every bit of that right here, standing on your feet and putting your hands into the chair, right? Okay, I just want you to know that you could do that. So we're in a resting position, okay? Now I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna go to the other side. So here I go. And if I wanted to, I could be doing the whole thing right here. I could even be doing it standing if I wanted to. That would be perfectly fine. All right. My tummy is tight, my shoulders are down, my elbows are soft. My other leg goes out in the back. You got it? Okay, now here's where your core comes in. We're gonna keep your tummy super tight, and before your foot leaves the ground, see, if I were with you right now, I would be over here on this side, and I would be poking your butt. Because why? Because I want to feel that you have tightened that gluteal muscle and that your tummy is super tight, okay? Elbows are soft, shoulders are down, and I squeeze that gluteal muscle and lift. Yes. I'm going to hang out here for a few seconds. Then I'm going to start thinking I'm going to lift this opposite hand, okay? So number one, when you get ready to lift your hand, drop your shoulders. That's number one. Well, number one is squeeze your gluteal muscle. Then drop your shoulders, lift your hand. Stomach is super tight. You're gonna hold it up there, take a breath. Then slowly bring the elbow in, bring the knee in. You don't have to tap it, but you're just coming in, okay? You got to keep your tummy tight because I do not want you to round your back. And then come back out. Just twice is good. Keep your tummy super tight. And then put your hand down and your leg down. Good. Okay, cat camel. Here we go. Cat camel. Here we go. Yay. All right. Okay, now take one hand, I don't care which, and just come right like that. Okay? We don't have any weights. If you wanted to put something in your hand to see if you keep it straight, you could put your bar in your hand. So right now, all I'm trying to check for is what's going on with your shoulder. So that's what I'm checking. Does your shoulder blade go into your back when you do this rotation? Okay. Number one, that's what I'm going to look for. Number two, is your elbow over here soft? Number three, is your tummy super tight, supporting this little move here? See this? I want the shoulder blade going into the back in order to get this move. Some people will do this move and their shoulder blade hardly moves at all. You know why? Because they just do this and they're moving from the elbow. That's not how we want to do this, okay? So now I'm going to go to the other side, okay? Anytime you need to rest, just come down here onto your elbows and open and close your hands and then come back. Okay, so here I am on the other side. My elbow is soft, my tummy is super tight, and I'm going to rotate my shoulder so that I do a little roll out lift. See that? So my shoulder blade needs to go into the back. And I just do a couple, not a lot. Mostly I want to see how that shoulder blade is rolling there. See that? And that you actually are using your shoulder, the muscle surrounding the shoulder to get that move. Okay, that's good. And then we put that down. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my elbows. Okay, I'm going to go right down here to my elbows. And I'm just going to go ahead and crawl myself out. Okay, and let myself lay right on the floor. You could do this in your bed. You could do it, you could stand if you wanted to stand against a wall. And that would be fine. Okay, so if you're standing against the wall, you would just be putting your hands like this against the wall and then rotate your shoulders backwards, because what I'm trying to get you to do is to do a gentle back extension. See that? I'm pressing into the elbows and I'm pulling back. Got it? I'm just hanging out here for a bit. Okay, this move is so beneficial to so many different kinds of back disorders and or tight hips, because that front part of your hip gets will tighten up. Okay, so now we're doing the reverse to help it just reset itself, so to speak. Okay, so after I'm down there for a second or two, here comes the first big work. See what I did with my toes? I put my toes underneath. Okay, I curled them underneath. That's number one. Number two, shoulders go down, chin tucks in. And all I'm going to do is push my hips, my pelvic area off the floor. How am I going to do that? I'm going to pull my tummy in. I'm going to push through the elbows and just lift my hips. That's it. Okay? Just do this. All right? And then one knee comes up, then it comes down. Tighten in the tummy. Breathe. Other knee comes up, then it comes down. try to avoid, even though you think and you know that you can, if you're one of those that can, bring both, push both heels and come up on just your 2 toes. I'm going to try to get you to not do that yet. So here I'm hanging out. See, my hips are off the ground. I'm pushing into my elbows. I'm lifting one knee. I'm doing 1001, 1002, 1003, bringing it down. In through the nose, out through the nose, 1001, 1002, 1003, put it down. Tight tummy, bring your belly button in, bring your belly button in. One knee, 1001, 1002, 1003, put it down. Bring your belly button in, other knee up, 1001, 1002, 1003, put it down and come down. And immediately when you come down, roll to the side. See that? Just like that. See that? Open that hand out, just like that. Take a big deep breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. I'm going to bring one knee forward like that. I'm going to bring it all the way to the front as far as I feel I can. You may not be able to come up too far. That's okay. Just come here. That's okay. All right. Then you bring that back in. You're going to roll. Okay. You're going to do a little sit back. Okay. So this is not a sit up. This is a sit back. Okay. So as we go down, we just go until you're thinking, oh, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to fall. Then you come back up. See that? So here's the deal. Some people, it's very painful for them to go into what traditionally people are calling sit-ups because structurally, they have the very end of their coccyx or their tailbone. It is not going under like it's supposed to. So if you're one of those people, then we don't do this move, okay? We do all the other stuff, we don't do this move. Then if it still bothers your tailbone, what you do is you go to the side. See, I'm going to my cheek. Then I'm gonna go back just until I start feeling my tummy really hang on to the move, okay? Or innervate. Then I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna go down until I feel this start to say, oh man, she's doing some work here. Let me work with her here. And then I come back up, okay? Range of motions, all right? Then I'm gonna go to the other side. Remember, whenever that we came off of our plank? So we're doing both sides before we go on. Big deep breath, then I come right back down. Got that? Then I bring that leg up and I extend it just a bit. And I come in here as far as I feel I can, okay? And I move my toes in and out, in and out, in and out, okay? Just a good movement pattern for everything from the foot all the way up, okay? My tummy is super tight, right? So now I'm gonna go back into a prone position, all right? So I'm gonna be down again. So I'm right here, okay? I'm trying to move so you can see my feet. Okie dokie. My toes are down. Now I'm going to just push again into my elbows and into my knees, and I'm gonna lift my tummy, okay? My hips, my tummy is tight. Then I'm gonna lift both knees just for 1 second and then come all the way back down, okay? So stay with me. Drop your shoulders. My 2 dogs are very unaffected by all this. Okay. Drop the shoulders, push into the knees and lift your hip. Then go up into the toes and get into that plank for just a couple seconds and then come right back down. Then come all the way down. All the way down. Hands to the side. Turn your head one way for a couple seconds, then turn it the other way. When you do this kind of a move, you're going to notice one side of your neck is going to be much tighter than the other side. That's generally the case. Okay, I was giving you a rest, so that's enough rest. Come back into your elbows. Are you ready? Stay with me. Here we go. Push into the knees, into the elbows, lift your hips. Now push into the toes and go into your plank. And hang out there for just a couple more seconds. Then come back down and come back down. Now push through the elbows, push your hips up. Come into the head down, butt up position, and then come back up, okay? So when you're doing plank variations, this is a great time to be in an all fours position, and then to bring your head and chest down and then back up. Okay, so we're gonna go down and then back up. And you notice each time I go down, I'll turn my head because I'm trying to give some range and some mobility to that neck. You can accomplish all of that in this position. Okay, now as you're pushing, you've got to keep your shoulders down. You can do all of these from the wall, and I'll try to demonstrate that in just a second. Okay, so you'd be letting your body go into the wall, turn your head, come back, turn your head, come back, and come back, okay? And you just do a few. You don't do so many that you are like, oh, I hate this, I'll never do it again. Okay, from this position, right here, and you can do this in your bed. In fact, I invite you to do it because you've got to get to where you can get laying down, crawl yourself out, go into a prone position like this, okay? Take a breath, put your elbows under you, push your belly button up or pull it up, keep your shoulders down, toes are in place, and lift your knees. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, and come down, and come down. Then push yourself right back. See how I'm crawling back like that? Yes. And then come right back here. Big deep breath, big deep breath, big deep breath. Okay. Now I'm going to come right over here to the chair. Okay. I'm trying to show you different ways to get up off the ground. This is one. I tend to like to do it where you're coming up with both feet, no chair. However, if you've got a chair, you come into this position. This is a great position. Put your pad under your knee or carpet or whatever. Then you're going to push here and on your foot, and you're going to come up. Okay. Then you're going to come to your chair and come right here. Now see, everything that I just did, everything that I just went through on the floor, you could pretty much do using your chair as your host. Okay, you could do all of that we just did. That's one variation, or you could do it against the wall. That's another variation. Okay, now direct right here, core. Okay, first of all, turn and turn and turn and turn. Just see how you're floating there. How's that feeling? How are you feeling with that? Okay, big breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Okay, drop your shoulders, open back. Do you remember the sit back that we did? See, you can do that right here in any chair. Set your little butt close to the edge. Open back as you drop your shoulders. This is tight and the rib cage is up. Okay, now I feel it engage. After it engages, that's when I'm gonna lift my knee. That's when I'm gonna lift my knee. I'm gonna do one at a time. So in this position, I won't ever lift both of them, okay? And then come forward. Anytime you need to take a break, you lean in forward and then you come back. You drop the shoulders. You lift the rib cage. You rotate back. You bring that knee up, okay? And once you've got that, then you're gonna push maybe twice, maybe another time. Put it down. Take a breath. Take a rest if you need it. But if you can go to the other leg, reset, shoulders down, rib cage up, lift the knee, okay? And it's gonna be a push, and it's gonna be a push, and it's gonna be a push, and a push. And you might wanna hold your hands like out here to keep your shoulders down and open. Otherwise, you tend to round your back, okay? Which is what we don't wanna do. Okay, now widen up. Come way down here like this. You should be feeling the stretch in your adductors, these groin muscles, way down here like that, okay? Bring your hands back. Take a big deep breath. Push into the feet and come back up, okay? Here we go, do that one more time. So you're wide, you're set good, you're hip hinging, you're gonna come forward as far as you can. The hands go back, take a big deep breath, and then come back forward. Okay, now go ahead and grab your little bar. We're gonna do some of the rest of the moves with your little bar. Let me check my time frame. We're almost there, we got a few more minutes. Okay, just a warning. Somebody's coming, so the dogs are probably gonna start barking. Oh well. Okay, here's a little test for you. Are you ready? We're gonna do a sit to stand test and see how your posture lines up, and we're gonna use the pole. But right now, we're gonna do the last move for our core. We did several plank variations, which I told you that's what I was gonna do. A lot of people think, oh, plank is too hard, I can't do that. But doing some of those variations that I showed you, you should be able to do really well with them. And once you get to where you can do them, you can do the full out plank very well. See what I'm doing? So we already did this move. I'm gonna go ahead and put that bar under that leg. See that? I'm gonna bring it down and back up. I'm gonna thread the needle, so to speak. Okay, see that? Then before I put this down, I'm gonna say rib cage up, and I'm gonna push that leg out there. Okay, so go, I told you. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Bring it in and bring it down. So that should have really got your attention right there and right through here, okay? Ted, big breath, okay? Make sure you keep your rib cage up. That's very important here because when you lean back, if you're rounding your back, that is not what I want you to do at all, okay? So say rib cage up, shoulders down, open back, feel the contraction in your stomach. Here we go, lift. It's gonna come under. Big breath in, breath out. Here we go. I'm gonna thread the needle, look at your toe. Some of you have turned your foot out. You've done like this. Keep that toe up, okay? Facing up. Say rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. Okay, now before you put it down, here we go. Here we go. And then we'll point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, and come back. Okay, you ready? Take your pole, put it right back here where you did this at the warm up. Put it right back here. See? See that? See, I'm gonna put the back part of my hand right here. I'm gonna hold it. Now I'm not gonna hold it up here. Okay, so anybody that's holding it up here, that's a bit of a cheater move. You understand, right? But that's okay. If you want to be, if you want to be a slug, you go right ahead. You grab that pole and bring it right in. Anyway, the point is, I should be able to get up, maintaining, touching the back of the head, between the shoulders and down here at the coccyx. So go wide, push into the heels, and come up. See that? And then if I go back down, I maintain the back of the head, the shoulders, and the coccyx. And then come back up, same way, and back up. See that? That's your neutral spine test, standing up and sitting down. So that was core variations today, y'all.